Righty, so that was Inner Outlines with Good For Me. That's up on YouTube. I don't think they have it on Spotify yet. It will be on their forthcoming next album that they're recording right now. They're still in the studio with Kevin, which you know Kevin. You like
Yes.
Kevin. Kevin Gates is a very talented dude. But
Yeah, we actually did a song with him a while back. We haven't put it out yet, but
I've heard it. I hope you do soon because I really like it.
yeah, it's I want to go back and do a couple more and then kind of pick the best one to put out as a single. But yeah, I love working with Kevin. It's kind of a drive, but I think it's worth it.
Good quality is always worth it.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I've not met the man. I know a lot of people that have worked with him, and I've heard nothing but good things. So, while we were sitting there talking, while that was playing, you were talking about your you realized like you were thinking last night about what inspired you to kind of get into playing music and performing more or less. So.
Yeah.
Well, what I was actually I smiled when you named the
Well,
album.
up until I think like sixth grade, I I was one of those kids that just kind of listened to the radio, like pop music and stuff, like Black Eyed Peas and all that stuff that was like really popular back in the day. And then one of the first real bands I got into that got me into the whole band thing was All American Rejects. Like that album, Move Along, came out when I was in seventh grade, and I got that CD. I remember I heard Dirty Little Secret for the first time, and my sister was singing it, and we were all like singing and everything. I'm like, this is cool. I mean, these guys have guitars in their hands, and it's like, it's a band. Like, because up until then, the only bands I really knew about were like, dad bands like AC/DC and Motley Crue and all those bands. And then they were one of the first bands that got me into like, oh wow, this is cool. And it's like, it's kind of like poppy, but it's got the guitars and stuff. And that's what kind of got me into actual bands. And then I decided I wanted to actually play music in about eighth grade, and that all kind of started with like bands like Taking Back Sunday and Census Fail and all those bands. And then when I got into actual pop punk, wanted to play in that kind of band, that was about when I first heard. I actually saw them live before I had the album. I saw All Time Low at Six Flags in like 2008, which was really weird because I mean they wouldn't play something like that now because they're so big. But and then I had So Wrong It's Right, and that was just like, oh my gosh, I want to play this music. I want to be in a band. Like that was the moment when I knew like this is what I want to do.
Right. And
So.
it's cool. Like, and going back to saying, like you said, you saw him at Six Flags is weird. You never see that now.
Yeah.
I stress to a lot of people, especially a lot of younger people, because I'm a little older. If you get the chance to see a band in a small venue, do it.
Yeah.
Because there's always a chance that you'll never be able to again.
Mhm.
I saw Fall Out Boy at the Creepy Crawl.
I know.
Like that's
I
the
wish I
same
would've been
size
there.
as like Cicero's. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
But like there's no way that could ever happen now. Or like Motion City Soundtrack I saw at the Creepy Crawl
Yeah, that's
when I Am the
insane.
Movie came out. So but these are memories that I have that like I'll never have. There's no
Mhm.
way that's ever going to happen again. So you always want to. And your local bands, because they were both bands. So I think Nathan Edwards from My Legacy, My Ghost posted a video the other day of Fall Out Boy in 2002 playing like a local show before this.
I saw that. Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, that could be
Mhm.
you or
It's
Inner
insane.
Outlines or For Me. You never know what's going to happen. So if you can go to a show, if you can buy a ticket, especially the local ones because they're cheap, do it and go because you never know that you someday you might be able to say, hey, remember when I saw blah 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 with 12 other people, in an empty room, and look at them
Yeah,
playing at
it's
Riverport
insane.
now, or not Riverport, what's it called now, Hollywood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they change the name all the time.
But
so.
yeah, I'm old.
I still
so
call
it's
it UMB every once in a while.
really.
Bank Pavilion. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it was like Riverport when I
Yeah.
was growing
First
up.
concert was Warped Tour at Warped Tour 06 at UMB Bank Pavilion.
That was the last Warped Tour I went to.
Are you serious?
I get heat stroke.
Yeah, I get really hot too. I don't like the heat very much.
The last 3 I went to, I was taken out by ambulance, whether I wanted to
Oh,
be or
wow.
not, because like I would get so sick, so I just stopped trying.
Yeah, I don't do good in hot weather with my pale skin and my
It's,
reddish
it's,
hair.
I don't know what my deal is. I just get overheated real easy.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the local bands and stuff, they're really important, and small shows. Speaking of bigger bands, that I mean, my opinion is this band will pop off soon. They haven't quite yet, but they're going to. Another band that is playing that show that you're playing with Pure Noise Records is Boston Manor, and I think they're really good. I don't know why I have this up here because this isn't Boston Manor. This is a completely different band. So my bad. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that and go back to this. I was sitting there gonna play Bases Loaded, which is not Boston Manor. It's a completely different band. I was thinking Trapped Nerve. My brain is not working. So local bands. Moving back up. Another local band, one that you introduced me to way back a little over a year ago.
That's so weird to think about.
No, you did though. Like I met a lot of the people I know now through you, which is really cool, and I'm really appreciative of that. But yeah, a lot of them I met through. Actually, I met Inner Outlines through them, who I met through you.
Yeah.
This is The Former Me, their newer single, which they recorded with Matt Amelung at Encapsulated. Playing with Fire, good stuff. They just
Very good
played the
song.
other night with Inner Outlines at Firebird with
Forever Came Calling.
Forever Came Calling. That was a
Yep.
really fun show. I hope they got their van situation. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
That's
such a
insane.
bummer.
I mean, it's cool. It sucks because like they had insurance and everything, but it's that stuff takes time.
I'm just glad that their trailer wasn't attached and they didn't lose their
Yeah.
equipment or their trailer, and it was just the van and they weren't in the van, like it was
Yeah.
parked on the street and stuff like that.
That'd be insane.
It could be a lot worse, but hopefully they got out and they're closing out those shows with Man Overboard because gosh, I love
yeah,
Man
they had to
Overboard.
drive all the way to Arizona the next day, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
they had to get a
But
rental.
anyway, though, yeah, these guys they have a couple new songs getting ready to come out. All very very
Yeah,
good.
they played a bunch of the new ones the other night, and I was blown away. They sound so good.
Disquiet. I am looking so forward to that song because that really touched me. But this is The Former Me with Playing with Fire, and then we'll be back for another acoustic song with Zach Shaw from The Weekend Routine.